Hey guys, another really cool week of Come Follow Me, and again another week packed full of goodness and so much learning to be had. The manual, if you notice, actually sort of skirts over a few things, and I'm not covering them either, but if you've got any questions about anything you read this week and think, hang on a minute, that's weird, that's not right, I don't understand that, please feel free to message me. I'm quite happy to, discuss those things with you. As am I every week, but this week does have some things in there like Lot's daughters and their father and Lot. That's one of them. It doesn't cover the whole story of Sarah's death and burial and how Abraham did that, because I don't think they don't really have great importance in living our lives now. We have to put, that lens on of that time and have a look at it. So keep that in mind too when you're reading, that this is Bible. It was rough. It was desert living. It was not like it is now. I know those things would be crimes now. They're not then. So keep that in mind. And, have faith in Ishmael. He gets kicked out for whatever he did. And it could have been serious and it might not have been. And we actually really don't know. So have some, forgiveness for Ishmael for whatever he did and for how that situation happened. Family relationships are never easy, especially when it comes to the sharing of children and husbands and wives and stuff. And I've got 2 ex-husbands. My husband has an ex-wife. We share family members and it's all mixed up and together. So it can get interesting. So have compassion for that too. But there's my spiel to begin with. We're going to look first, though, about, I just wanted to know, what verse from this week's study described a defining moment for Abraham, because there's so many defining moments this week that we find through the different stories, and we're going to discuss a couple of them in more in depth, but I'm kind of interested, what verse stuck out to you as a defining moment for Abraham. So trials and the decisions that we make in the middle of the trials and in other times, but those decisions we make are defining moments. They're switch points, the railway line where there's just that one lever goes down and suddenly the train's off in a different direction. And that wonderful talk from the last conference about just that 1 degree of difference, and after a while how far out it is different, and how all those changes, and how we need to daily course correct to focus back on Christ. Just little incremental course corrections every day will keep us focused, rather than being so led off in a different direction and into disaster, really. So those are all defining moments. All of those little things are defining moments for us. So what we choose plots the course for our journey. And this week there are numerous verses that tell us of Abraham's defining moments. So there's rescuing Lot, that happens. There's being hospitable, having huge faith in Christ when asked to sacrifice Isaac. So which verse is a defining moment to you? For me, I really liked his hospitality, and I don't think I'm covering that in any of the insights, am I? No, I'm not. I like the hospitality that he gave, because it's very important to me to have a home or a place. I mean, he had a tent that was a home. Not just like a regular tent. It was set up permanently. That was their home. They didn't have building materials because they're in a desert. But wherever you dwell, whatever your dwelling place is, even if it's like your bedroom in your house, is it a welcoming place? Is it a come in? Is it a place of hospitality and Christ-like acceptance and love, or even just with you? How can you do that? Be more welcoming. How can you be that person that people want to sit next to in church? How can you be that person that has people in their home and treats them like Abraham did to these? To him, they were holy men, but they were still strangers to him until he got to know them. One of them was Christ, but appearing obviously not as Christ, but yeah. There you go. Make of that what you will. But anyway, So just how it works out and how you like that. How can you be more like that? That's what it was for me. That was a defining moment for him, I think, the way that he quickly made sure they felt welcome, that, everything that he could do was made like he did to make them feel welcome, because, whether you have a lot or you have a little, you can still welcome people. You can still share what you have. and you can be that kind of person even. It doesn't always have to be about stuff. It can be about listening. It can be about caring and helping someone in their home. And yep, big smudgy. You won't believe how hot it is here right now. It's like 31. For you American folks, it's around 90. And the humidity is so much, everything is just melting. And like, don't dare leave anything like chocolate out of the fridge. It's just this pile of goo. As you can see, I washed this yesterday and it already just looks ugh. I've changed the sheets on the bed several times this week because of just the ugh. It's disgusting. So forgive the ugh, the melting face. Anyway, so besides all of that, because they were in a desert, they were uncomfortable, there you go. I'll bring it into that. I'll bring it all around. And that even in your uncomfortableness, even in those moments in your life, and those times in your life, those chapters, verses, whatever you want to call it, in your life, where you are struggling, whether it's with heat, medical problems, health, finances, whatever, you can still have that welcoming, kind, hospitality within you, even if you have nothing to give, or if whatever you have to give is small and simple, it's enough. You can still make it beautiful. So that level of hospitality stuck out to me because I like doing that. Anyway, Elder Nelson in April 2017, he said, "Overcoming the world is not one defining moment in a lifetime, but a lifetime of moments that define an eternity." And I just loved that so much back then. It was in my possible calendar quotes, but never quite made it. Didn't really fit near the photo. So it's still sitting there. Might end up in next year's calendar. Who knows? But yeah, overcoming the world is not one defining moment. It's not just one thing that happens in a lifetime. It's a lifetime of moments. My alarm going off. It's a lifetime of moments that define your eternity. So keep that in mind. What defined for you? What was the thing this week in this week's study? I would really love your comments, so please do. And hang around for the rest of the insights because they're coming up shortly. I'll see you there.